the RTS community is healing. It's not just the rank 3, rank 2 coming back to Age of Mythology. It's all of them coming back. Magic has returned home. Welcome back to the channel, folks, for something special. It's a Canadian showdown between the best in Age of Empires 4 and the former best. I'm so excited for this. Magic is someone who's been missing from Age of Empires 4 for quite some time, but he has returned home. A player who came from Age of Mythology and committed himself heart, mind, and soul to Age of Empires 4, was the only person able to beat Marine Lord on land back in 2022 at Red Bull Waterloo, has returned home. He's on the grind again, and I love to see it. We've got Delhi in the hands of Magic in the purple, going up against Wham on the Ibids in the green. This is a fun matchup, actually. This is a really cool one to see him back in the game on, because Delhi versus Ibids is not really a matchup that I would say is heavily leaning one way or the other. It's a skill-based one. You could maybe lean between 60, 40, and maybe 55, 45. I think Ibids have some really cool timings around feigned feudal aggression, where they secretly go for castle. And then, of course, Delhi just have that dominant timing where they keep pressuring on feudal. And the really good part about that is Ibids is a fast castle into relic-type civ. Fast castle into relic-type civs usually hate long feudal civs, especially those that play cavalry, because it means they can block. It's a bit tricky against Ibids specifically because their dervishes are outrageous. They're a little bit broken. Yeah, having that type of movement speed, having built-in healing, and then also having a debuff against cavalry chasing you, all in one unit does sound pretty ridiculous. But it's not going to start with that ridiculousness. Instead, it's going to start with the growth wing. We're going to 2x speed just so we get into the feudal age. Magic, it will just be a good old-fashioned Dome of Faith. Yeah, how are they doing on sheep as well? Wham 15. Magic is off to a horrible start, though. And he's running where Wham has already seen. So, looks like Wham is just going to end up with the majority of sheep here. Rough start. I mean, this might be something that Magic needs to get used to again, right? Like, coming from a game like Age of Myth, I feel like the scouting rotations are very different. And I'm not going to say you don't get punished sometimes. I think you have maybe more outs in your mind. Whereas in this game, you know, a 2-up on sheep count in a double berry game is really bad. Because the problem now is, like, Wham is nicely set up to just try and be greedy if he wants to. Like, he now has enough sheep plus the berries to think about that semi-fast castle. I wonder, how does Magic try to approach this? Normally, we're just expecting the Ghazi opening at the start. It's just a really solid, strong way to begin the game. It allows you to just have tempo on the map. And it will match up reasonably well into the Desert Raiders because of the bonus damage that Ghazi get. So yeah, Magic agrees. He's already got the stables coming in, but he could have probably been a little bit quicker. He's actually holding on to a lot of food. And that would explain why. So it's going to be racks plus stables straight away. Interesting. A lot of players these days, they don't tend to just go straight into the 1-1. We've been seeing a lot of players play a minute or two of one unit and then pivot over. It's just all about the strength of timings, right? Like, if you're doing this, you're diluting your transition. Technically, it is the right call into stables play because you can now block both types of units. And in fairness to him, it should actually play quite well because of what Wham's done here. At the moment, we've been seeing a lot of Desert Raider raw openings, but Wham's going to be going for the mix. It's going to be Horseman plus DR. So props to Magic for reading through that. This is going to be pretty strong. And he even sees that. Wham. What? You've got 18 sheep in your base and you move out for berries. I mean, in fairness to him, look at this spawn. Oh my god. Well, we've been talking about Wham as maybe the next candidate to thrust an S tier tournament. And if he gets Marine Lord spawns, I can see why. Like, what the Deer back, double berry back, gold in the corner is Ibids. The tree line's naturally protected. I don't think I've seen an Ibid spawn better all of 2025. That's crazy. Blacksmith's coming from Magic, so he's going to try to ramp into aggro here. Wham started diluting in Horsemen and Desert Raiders, but now it's just gone full DR, which does make sense when you see Spinman added in, because the idea is that you can, melee into the Ghazi, but then you can range into the Spearman. So kind of fulfills both roles. Villagers are going to be rushing up the outpost, gets it up in time, so Wham will not give over any workers. Magic will have to retreat. Looks like he has not queued up the Undermesh yet. No, which would be his #1 priority alongside probably Bloomery. Unless he's planning a 1-1-1 build. Not a bad idea here. Archers makes a lot of sense into Mass Desert Raiders. Just gives you an easy way of one-hitting the injured. Otherwise, with good micro, what Wham can do is when his Desert Raiders get injured, he can pull them away and then switch them into ranged so they don't become a liability. Instead, they continue to contribute to the fight, even on Death's Door. And that's something very unique to Ibids and Desert Raiders. Because they're a hybridized unit, or as Dota guys I like to say it, they're the Troll Warlords. They can switch between melee and ranged. It means that, most of the time when you have melee units in Feudal, unless it's a French Knight, or you have healing built into your Civ, you're just going to end up losing units. It's inevitable. But with this somewhat premium unit, it makes life a lot simpler. Speaking of premium units, Ghazi count bulking up a little bit, but nowhere near as impressive as you'd like to see. I wonder, is Magic maybe thinking about spear walling? So you just wall around the sacred sites with the spearmen, and it's going to make it very hard for Wham to decap. Or at least normally it would. I find that the walling is much more effective against civs that spam archers against you. Desert Raiders can actually burn the walls quickly. 1-to-1 exchange. Good for Magic. We have got him playing out into the Pocketed Berries. I love this, man. I love the fact that we're just seeing Wham play Pocket Berries well. And by the way, you know what I was just saying about this ridiculous spawn for Wham? He doesn't even know how ridiculous it is. He didn't scout the back corner. When he does, he's going to be over the moon with glee. And Magic has not scouted the third sacred... Okay, come on. This is just a game of players not finding the things they really should. Scholar... Oh my god, Magic, no. He's looking for it up here. Now, the good news, at least for Magic, is the Delhi do have a tech that gives the Scholars extra range of vision, which is why he's able to scout like this. If he didn't have that tech, he'd be crying right now. I feel like an old man who's going to hum and har about like how good people have it nowadays. Like, these two players don't know how good they've got it. The ridiculous spawns and the beneficial elements. They just don't know. Wow, I'm now up to 11 Desert Raiders. I'm starting to wonder if this... Okay, so stick with me in this. This comp is actually more obnoxious than Chuganu. Chuganu is like the one that tilts people, right? When someone gets 40-50 Chuganu, you're like, what do I do? Like, how do I beat this? It's stupid. But the thing about Chug, at least, is they are slow. And you can dodge them. How do you dodge Mass Desert Raider? Now, technically, they're very vulnerable, so you can counterplay them. But even then, when you try to counterplay, a lot of the things we talk about, like archers, well, okay, if you're going to archer me, I'm just going to avoid you, like the plague. So now what? Right, balls in your court. Have fun with that. Makes for a very frustrating Civ when they're able to get away with this. Desert Raiders love that. In the melee mode, just moving away from the spears. Minimize the losses, just tries to kill off the Ghazi. Does switch into range because he's got them at the coup de grace point as they're all low. Look at those kills. Spearman doesn't get the final stab. That's kind of unfortunate. I actually love the fact that Wham keeps going into melee when he knows he's not going to be attacked in response. It's a much quicker kill. It's 7 damage versus 13. But yeah, now the moment you see this, you're like, okay, now we go range. Just stick to it. Unideal on the micro there. Wham will end up losing 1. Does reveal the archer transition, by the way. Villagers. Oh, he got caught in the deer. All right, Magic's playing pretty well here. Like, I'm impressed. For a guy who's not been that active, like, for reference point, guys, Magic, he has been playing again for a while, but not as long as you'd think. So Magic right now, this season has 35 games. Before that, the last time that this account was active was back in Season 4, where he only played 8 ranked games. Now, he does have the weekday Magic account, but that one was last active in Season 6. Then you got to remember Magic's got a job. He doesn't full-time gamer. Magic skipped 3 villages? 2.5. Actually, no. It's like 1.5. He done textiles. I'm not surprised, though. We've been seeing the same issue with Recon. These players who are coming back from Age of Mythology, Age of Myth, those that don't know, has got auto-queuing for villages. So you don't have to worry about manually tracking this. A feature we might have gotten, but some people were very fervently against it. Magic. Scared back into the vase, but he's got age 3 now. Wham isn't too far behind on his tech timing in terms of the resource, but the timing is going to be 2 minutes out. Nice poke onto the tree line. Gets a worker kill, idles him out, and it is going to be culture wing advancement. Understandably so. You can't really afford to be stuck too long behind. Magic. On his way to those upgrades. Just a minute out for Ghazi. Scholars haven't been able to move out for many relics, though, right? He's got a few of these guys out here, but they're not picking them up yet. Which is unfortunate, because this is meant to be your big edge, right? Delhi are phenomenal at finding these timings into mass relic grab. Probably the best civ in the game. As not many civs can contest, because most civs don't have their religious unit in feudal age. Right? Normally you're thinking HRE, then there are ones like Iabids and Ottomans, but those are limited to 2 a pop. Wham. Oh, great strike. Catches him out on the berry, surrounds him as well, and look at how scrambled the runaway is into melee mode. He clubs them down. Oh, that was sick. Wow, now with a 10 worker lead. 30 seconds away from castle, and Magic, he may have gotten castle first, but what did he have to show for it? A bunch of spearmen? He had them in feudal. A lancer? 1 lancer. You're going to have 1 lancer while your opponent would have got castle age on a delay, has full wall in, has berry back deer. Like, this is pretty bad. I don't know what went wrong here. I mean, Magic, even this relic hasn't been picked up. Yeah, scholar timing just not there. I mean, it's something you really have to re-warm yourself up to. Like, I think Delhi's definitely one of those civs that if you come back to the game after not playing for a long time, it's very easy to trip up the order of things, because their early mid-game has been played out so much to an efficient, high standard that when you see something like this by comparison, you can't help but kind of grimace. Does that make sense? It's like, you know, you're so used to seeing this perfect, elegant execution, which is not what we're seeing here. Horsemen are trying to creep in. No textiles means Wham does have to be careful about that. And whoops. It is going to be a long run off. And oh no. Wait, did Magic see it? He didn't. I can't believe that. A chase down there would have been a few worker kills for sure. Desert Raiders in the meantime. What a body bath. What? Yeah, talk about stacking up the kills, but the veterancy did just kick in. Wow, these Desert Raiders are actually pretty spooky. Cost him a lot initially, but the other end feeling pretty good. Camel Lance is now getting queued up as well. And we have got the Ghazi in. Wham did not realize it. So Magic, back to trading blow for blow. You're seeing the work account difference here. There should only be a work account difference of 4 after the kills. So there's an extra 2 that aren't accounted for. It's Magic idling the TC. Actually, maybe at this point, is it not? No, we don't have the Golden Age up, do we? No, we actually got some way to go. He needs another 11 structures there. So he just shivs out. No textiles, mind you. The unease does make it a bit harder for the guys to get kills. But they will reap a few more. Only a 4 worker difference between the 2 sides now. Relic game is finally coming together for Magic. He's got the 3rd relic coming home. So only 2 now up for grabs to Wham, and it looks like at this rate there's going to be only 1. Yeah, the crazy thing to me is that Wham hasn't even tried to go Dervish, even though with all these injured Desert Raiders, there's a lot of value in the healing. Speaking of said Desert Raiders, They are going to go for the kill. Villagers not going to be quick enough to repair. No, that'll be going down. So now you can club the 5. Archers are on the way. But I love how often Wham's been using melee mode. So many people just stick ranged because it's simpler to micro. Everything's going to attack. But when you're in a position like that already, your raw DPS just doesn't really hold a candle to melee. You know, talk about 15 damage compared to the 10. Early rage is even more ridiculous, right? It's 13 to the 7. Wham. He's just going to try to sneak out. Archers are going to see him, though, so... Good micro, love that. Magic, already targeting down the injured. Trying to punish Wham as much as possible. Wham, who, on the other side of this, is back on that corner supply. That's really the difference is, you know, if you imagine a world in which Magic has Wham spawn, imagine how easy it would be to gather all those resources, how hard it would be for these Desert Raiders to connect. Now, obviously, you know, there's one thing to have a good spawn, you have to play it, but there's no doubt about it, and I'm sure Wham wouldn't mind admitting. His spawn feels bloody brilliant. Magic now gathering deer on the north side. Wait, did Magic forget about Pro Scouts? I think he did. He researched it, but like 2 or 3 scouts here keeps your economy a lot safer. Well, probably not the smartest thing to say when he's being dove underneath his TC. In theory, 2 or 3 scouts with Pro Scouts keeps your economy safer. In actuality, probably not. Clash between the two. Magic will just stand his ground in the end. We have to remember that Desert Raiders are not good at TC types. Yeah, I think Wham was rocking the Desert Raider play a little bit too hard there. And the House of Learning has not queued up a single tech. Oh, man. In some ways, you would think it would be very easy to just play Delhi after coming back. And what I mean by that is, you know, bare minimum, just click on each building and drag your face across the keyboard. But it's so easy to forget. He has got it now ticking in, but you know, at this stage, he could have easily had, what, hardy rations, reinforced foundations. Some good options that would have been there. Even pakes for the archers and crossbows. The Wham, oh my god, this is dirty. You'd think after he just lost all those Desert Raiders, he'd be like, yeah, the Desert Raiders don't really work anymore. I'm going to stop. No, we've got Fast Imp. Pre-20 minutes, he's going to trigger the tech up. And I'm 95% certain it's military wing reinforcement. Yeah, there it goes. This is ridiculous. We mapped it out before. I think it's 640 resources a minute worth of production. It is crazy how quickly you escalate an army when you get this early. Not just that. Remember, Desert Raiders are subtly one of the most broken units in late game. You cannot list another unit that benefits so much from Imperial. Desert Raiders, they get a damage buff via incendiary arrows. They get a range buff via the silk bowstrings. They get a health buff via biology. And then also, they get the armor buff via the reverse camel effect. Right here, infantry support. If you have any infantry nearby, it's plus 3 armor. And that's on top of the fact that Desert Raiders have a ridiculous amount of melee armor in Imperial. They are very weirdly one of the craziest units in late game if you can get there. In fact, if you guys ever watch team games, what you'll often see out of players with Iobids is they'll start scaling Desert Raiders and they'll continue to scale Desert Raiders for 30 plus minutes. Because when you get into the late game and you have 80 Desert Raiders to imp up, it's ridiculously powerful compared to, say, if you had 100 Gulums or 80 Camel Lancers or whatever else. "20 seconds out, folks." I kind of like this. When was the last time we saw the Fast Imp Desert Raider build? I think it was like several months ago. And it did look dirty. We actually had a game in KPMM in the earlier rotations with Pigeons Valley, if you guys remember. Louis MT done this disgusting Fast Imperial Ibid build with Zebex to support. And he just raided with Desert Raiders non-stop. It was absurd just how effective it was. Oh, we won't be seeing Zebex here, not unless there's a Flying Dutchman cheat, but we will most definitely be seeing the Desert Raiders. He's already up to 16, and he's fully committing. Elite upgrade on the way, 7 more in queue. And in another 100 seconds, he'll get another 7 for free. Triple Sacred Site has been locked in by Magic. He's queuing into War Elephants. War Elephants is an interesting one because, like, technically they do quite well against Desert Raiders due to the Spearman on top. But the funny thing is they also take a lot of damage back due to the heavy, heavy damage of the Desert Raiders, right? It's 30 damage in Castle. I think it goes up to, it's either 36 or 38 in Imperial. Yeah, 38. Why doesn't the same apply to Onimusha, for example? They still feel like glass cannons with all the text on them. Because they are glass cannons. So there's multiple reasons. We'll talk about it in a second after this raid. Villagers are going to get cut down. So block on the resources. Wham. He's going to counter offensive. He sends it into the enemy base. So the reason why Onimusha feels squishy and Desert Raiders don't is Desert Raiders have better raw HP anyway. Desert Raiders also have really good base damage. And then on top of that, like between the hybrid attacks, for example, the other thing is the attack speed difference. Onimusha attack really slow. So Onimusha attack every 2.1 seconds, whatever. They're basically crossbow rate. Whereas Desert Raiders in range attack every 1.25. So even though the number is slightly lower, they're better for that reason. Especially when you consider an Onimusha costs 140, Desert Raider costs 180. Lancer Flood though, Magic. He's not done yet. Look at this. Yeah, the Desert Raider plan hasn't come together because Wham was looking to raid instead. So Magic, Killer Instinct activates as he goes into the base. This War Elephant just kind of being avoided for the time being, but he's trying to now commit onto him. You see, the Desert Raiders can be a decent answer. The problem is the crossbows are just clearing him out. Magic. What a move. Desert Raiders are onto the economy, though, so he's suffering a little bit there. There's still more camels to come. Wham is hiding his economy in little pocketed areas on the north and on the south. Wham is going to drag Magic's army deeper. Desert Raiders are just going to keep poking as they ride by. Magic might want to move away here. Yeah, it does so, because that was going to get ugly fast. And despite the best efforts to dive the main and do all the damage to kill, Wham has maintained the worker lead. He's still up by 4, but maybe not for long. Magic? Oh, wow. That could be big. No textiles, remember, so Wham, quick on the fingers, does pull away. Yeah, I've got Cam Lancers plus the Desert Raiders now coming across, so should be able to protect most of them. I say, as he walks them out, is that Seek Shelter? I don't know. It's a weird Seek Shelter. There's an outpost right there. Is this the end of Magic? I mean, he's doing decent worker damage is the thing. He now has the lead. And not done yet. The Lancer... Well, what? The villagers don't even get in the outposts. So Magic now up by 5. His food income is depressing, though. He's got 24 food a minute. This is... I mean, how do you even get an army going, let alone think about Imperial? Then again, Wham's even worse. He's at 0 food a minute. This game. These two are wild, man. This is just great to see. Like, you know, I think most people sitting down getting ready to watch this were excited to see Magic back in Age of Empires 4. But deep down, some of us were excited to see him play at our level. Where it's like, oh, yeah, dude, he'll make all kinds of mistakes. Just like I do. It'll be fine, you know. Learning the game again. Hashtag ready for next Red Bull Wololo. But instead, we've just got a Magic that's actually keeping up with Wham as we approach the 30-minute mark. Behind on age, sure, but matching pressure for pressure. It's like Age of No Food is coming to an end. Both players are now looking to find alternate resources. Magic's a lot more reliable, though, as he's getting a lot of farm set up back here. Up to 24 already. Wham only has 4. Desert Raiders will get the mop up, though. They dive in on the back. And no micro from Magic, so he doesn't try to keep the distance. No, a bit rough there. Would have been worth it for the starter step, considering that Wham is in melee mode. A little bit too late on the reaction there, though. And important, because if he gets that kind of clear up, then this second wave can just kind of run through, right? I'm still worried about what Wham's going to do for food. He's running pretty low now. He's got, what, 5 deer left? And then it's just the 4 farms. What a messy game. Magic's still just allergic to walling. The funny part is he's playing one of the easiest civs to wall with in the game. It's Delhi, so he can actually use his military units, his infantry, to build walls. Never looked to do it, though. I mean, in fairness to him, it's a pretty hard spawn to fully wall. Especially considering he already chopped the tree line. But maybe even just a wall up here and here would have been pretty nice. It would have cut a lot of the raid potential. Nothing to remember is with these type of civs, in some ways at least, like your food runs out faster, or at least options. Neither of these civs can use ball, remember. Now, the reason why I said they sort of run out faster is because it's not entirely true. You, on average, on most maps, are going to get, what, 3 berry stacks. Between them, that's going to end up being 20. That's 2,000 extra food because of the extra orchard effect when you drop a mill. And a boar is 2,200. So the devs already thought of that. It's like technically with these Muslim civs, you get just as much food as a boar civ. But the difference is a boar civ has more options. Make sense? So like for you, you can only go deer or berries. But if I'm playing Roos here, you as the player on the other side have to worry about additional food sources I could be seeking. Which makes it much harder to cover all angles of starving. Magic. Got that war elephant. After last time, I'm not sure Wham wants to try it out, you know? Don't think he wants to give it a test. He has got the damage free coming in. So about to be 14 per strike on the eye with Desert Raiders. And I mean, we're starting to encroach upon that point where in snare arrows, biology, these things start to come in your mind. Magic just trying to hold. Still from an age behind. Give me a kite out, war elephants. Slowly died to this, by the way. Yeah, it's not quite mass crossbows, but it's effective enough. I love the random villager, by the way. There to just ferry the elephant through. Pushing, continuing, but Wham... Is he overstaying? A little bit here. Magic's holding, so Wham back to the drawing board. You know, I'm going to say something controversial here. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from the Middle East. But you can build units other than camels. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down. Don't judge me too. But seriously, it does exist. It is possible. Now, whether you want to do that or not is your choice. But technically, other units do exist. The new Delhi Civ isn't here yet, right? You don't just have to build the animal. Oh my god, guys. I am so looking forward to the new Delhi Civ. Camel only versus elephant only. And it will be feasible because when you play Delhi, you'd have to build Ghazi in Age 2, which is lame. Oh my god, they can actually do beat war elephants. In fairness, he's got an age advantage, but did you see how quickly that elephant died? And the army afterwards as well, Magic. He tried to deny this castle going up. It's going to cost him a pretty load of troopers, but the second wave coming in should be good enough to clear Wham out. And we've now got him admitting. See, look at that, guys. A grand finalist level player has admitted we were right. Boom, we've done it. Horseman's coming through. Which is crazy when you consider how few farms he has. He's only at what? 20 is not too bad. It's just not mass horseman levels of good. But he's getting there. Actually, no. Like, guys. The new Civ shouldn't have had elephant villages, but there was a mistake they made. They should have called them Order of the Elephant. That's all. Like, in fact, when they come out, can we just all agree to call them Order of the Elephant? How do you pronounce it again? Because I remember hearing them say it on the thing. Was it Talk Luke? I've forgotten how it's spelled. So I know we were originally saying it the wrong way. Now with the Horseman edition, Magic is like, oh crap. This was not something he's prepped for. He's trying to switch into Lancers now. Horseman leaking into the back farms. Villagers are going to have to start getting idled out here, which is problematic because, reminder, by the way, for like the last 10 minutes, there's been an age difference between these two. In real life, Magic's older, but in this game, Wham, much older. 4th age versus 3rd. Still no biology, though. I love the way that's been put. You know this game's entertaining when both players are 50 eco at 33 minutes. I mean, come on. Like, when did you see this? And we do finally have walls, by the way. It took Magic over half an hour to realize they might be a good addition to the base, but they are coming in. The problem is, he's pinned in the corner. I mean, his army is so much bigger. It's just not able to flex that. We've also got the keep set up on the gold now, so just kind of trying to starve him out, but that's not going to work. We mentioned Wham's really good spawn. At this stage, Magic is probably counting his lucky stripes. He got triple back gold. Yes, you heard that correctly. Magic isn't utilizing the village fortresses. There's a challenge there. That requires you have a castle. He's been struggling to maintain himself here with everyone on food, wood, and gold. If he goes on a stone, he's definitely losing map control. I don't think he likes the look of what then comes next. But the problem in this game is Wham's eco lead is extending. Guys, Wham's in a very cozy position. He's not far off a Golden Age 3, and that's when Magic's going to be in real trouble. Not just that, Magic continues to miss out on villager production. It's 1 TC versus 1 TC. There's a 1 kill difference. There's a 13 villager difference. You can equate Growth Wing for 3 and Textiles for 1. The rest is just idle time. Magic once again into the breach. We've been here before. Trying to yoink away the... This is greedy. You've already got 4. Is that not enough? Wow. He's waiting for ranged armor 3. Just milking the time he has before he has to pounce. Horseman count is not crazy for Wham. No, it's going to be a struggle here with the knights in position in particular. Dive now comes in. It's a choke point fight, so it's all about the range. And Magic has got plenty of that, but the backstab's now going to be there. Few Horsemen and Desert Raiders come around the back. Into melee mode fully. And Magic has to go deeper. He's wedged in the base now. Wham. He's coming in from every single side. No doubt about it. This is not a fight that is going to end well for Magic in terms of longevity. If he can at least wipe out the enemy army, perhaps he'll be happy with that. The problem is that armies should be eternal. Oh my god, the timing! This 7 Desert Raider refresh, perfectly timed there. Means that Magic's army is going to get cleared out. And Wham's going to have a healthy number of Desert Raider left alive. You can't. The timing on that was ridiculous. Magic still just circling around. We do actually have 2 DC now coming in from Wham. Army's now going to get mopped up, and Magic needs to be careful not to overextend with what little he has left. Otherwise, this will turn into a snowball victory. What a wacky game. 36 minutes in, we're now starting to see a true villager lead. Magic, I don't think he's even aware of the 2 TC either. Wow. Do you need anything else? 'Cause I'm just going to put it out there, guys. He started building horsemen, and did it actually go better or worse? Okay? Like that's the real question. When he chose horsemen, did he technically not start losing fights bigger? And then the Desert Raiders were the thing that bailed Wham out. Therefore, it stands to reason that your mistress camel is your one true love, and if you betray it, you will lose. And we don't talk about Wham's upgrades. Yeah, he doesn't have horticulture. How many farms? He's 31 farms in. 31 farms. So getting horticulture would be like having an extra 3 farms. It's definitely worth it at this stage. Meanwhile, Magic has been doing the very difficult thing that you have to do when you play Delhi. Dragging your face across the keyboard. I mean, like fully ready for this noise? It's like... And then done. And sorry, I just made it quarter speed. All right. How many Desert Raiders do you think Wham's going to peak out at in this game? All right, not that many. Let's maybe not run head first into the psychopathic war elephants. Also, is Wham ever going to be able to afford biology? I mean, if only he could get biology in this game. Starting to feel like a really tall order, though. Could Magic actually win this in Castle Age with mass elephants? I'm starting to believe, actually. Mahout's elephants as well, so they're pretty quick to chase. And if he gets them all together, sure. Like, if you trickle, no. Because the trickle's going to get you killed. A trickle that can be tickled. Desert Raiders. Bait Magic in. I mean, this is the tricky thing as well. Like, elephants, in a way, are the answer. But if you don't have range, you will just get kited and killed. It's really important for Magic to try and keep up in the ranged as well as War Elephant. Not really Tower... I mean, Tower Elephants is weird because you'd think it would work here against DR. But if they touch you in melee, you just melt. And Tower Elephants, reminder, are much more expensive. You know, War Elephant's 750, Tower Elephant's 1,000. His economy isn't exactly good. Even though he's got 5 relics. He did take that one from the base, by the way. Wham. He's going to surround him. The War Elephants, I mean, this is the fight they wanted. They were begging for it, asking for it. I don't think they're going to be asking for it for long. There's just so many camels. Magic. Seems like a good trade, right? But even after this, what next? Because you haven't broken the camel count, and your opponent is still an entire age ahead of you. Spears, archers, elephants. He's basically built everything that should technically counter Desert Raiders. And yet still the Desert Raiders are winning. Reminder, Magic had, what, a 2x military lead? If you discount the scholars, maybe more? This is ridiculous. 9 more in queue. Wham's just going to surge forward. War elephants are just not doing enough work. Oh my god. What a weird way to lose a game. I imagine Magic's just got a bit of a smile on his face, chuckling slightly, but also at the same time probably thinking like, okay, so what is the answer to just this? Because reminder, folks, this isn't even its final form. He hasn't got the Ecotech still, despite the fact that Wham is now up at 36 farms. He never got biology. He never got incendiary arrows. He never added in a few infantry and got the extra 3 melee armor. Like, he got none of this. And Magic can just keep pumping war elephants non-stop, remember. He has got the farm clusters in the corner. Problem is, Magic, you'd think 41 farms would be good enough to get to Imperial. It's the war elephants, though. Like, he just queues up so many of them. Bam. Are we finally going to be seeing Unitex? Because, like, we're kind of at the point where you could afford it. No, we're getting hand cannoneers. Okay, in fairness, you could go uni and spend a lot of resources, or you could just build something that's already unified. Unified? No, that's the wrong word. Universitized, right? In terms of it's already got damage at the level of a full uni upgraded unit. Just gonna keep kiting him. Elephant's gonna be sneaking towards the farms. First wave of hand cannoneers is now starting to arrive. Wow. It's so tilting when you have to play against this. This desert raided tickle of damage is not an insta-kill, sure. In some ways, it's just more infuriating than horse archers. Magic. He does discover the elephant counter here. You know my rules on this channel, folks. Gun beats elephant. Unless elephant has gun. But unless Magic can find age 4, that's not going to happen. I mean, the upside is Sultan's Mamelukes is really bad here, so your opponent's not going to get that big damage buff. Sultan's Mamelukes is the tech where when you get a kill, you get more damage and speed. But, like, war elephants are very, very hard to kill, so it's not worth teching. Apparently not hard enough, though. There you go. Quick, stick your boot on his leg and take a photo. We're safaring. Oh, God. What do you do? Your poor little elephants will only be allowed to touch something when it wants to kill you. And that's exactly what's happening here. GG gets called. Wham has a new mistress. And it's a camel.